Yes, as the 13th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs host the Baylor Bears in a big non-conference matchup in Spokane. Along with the most outstanding player of the 1997 Final Four, Miles Simon, Roxy Bernstein with you for Baylor and 13th ranked Gonzaga. They played a tough slate so far, both sides, Miles, and here's another example of these two teams not afraid to challenge themselves in a pivotal non-conference matchup.
Well, for the Baylor Bears, they've already gone on the road and won at Rupp Arena against the Kentucky Wildcats earlier this year. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs, they annually play one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the country, and they'll welcome a great challenge from the Baylor Bears tonight.
A lot of good matchups all over the floor tonight. What are you looking for in the one-on-one?
Well, it starts with whichever team can dominate the paint. And for the Baylor Bears, it's Corey Jefferson and Isaiah Austin. Austin, who was a top 5 recruit last year, big-time player, long and athletic. And Corey Jefferson has waited his time behind some pros and is emerging this year. And then Elias Harris, been a model of consistency in his Zag Bulldogs uniform, double figures every year. You play alongside Kelly Olynyk, redshirted last year. He's 7 feet. He goes inside and out for the Bulldogs. And then you add the depth of Shimmick Karnowski and Sam Dower, one of the best front lines in the country for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Starting lineup for the 8-3 Baylor Bears, who won 3 straight, coming up a good win against BYU last Friday. A.J. Walton, the senior, the defensive stopper for the Baylor Bears, along with the great point guard in Pierre Jackson. For the Zags at 11-1, their only loss was here a few weeks ago to Illinois. Mike Hart, the former walk-on, now a starter in his senior season for the Zags, and Kelly Olynyk, the junior, really having a big season inside for Gonzaga. Mark Hewitt, his 14th season as the head coach here in Spokane, 24th on the staff, just turned 50 years of age yesterday. So happy birthday to Mark Few, already over 350 career wins. Scott Drew in his 10th season at Baylor has done a remarkable job in Waco, as the Bears have been on a tear as of late, as they are seeking to have their 5th 20-win season in the last 6 years, as Baylor had only 3 20-win seasons before Drew got to the Baylor campus. Even though school is out, the Zag fans dancing around, making some noise here in the kennel. It is rocking, a lot of energy here tonight at the McCarthy Athletic Center, again, better affectionately known as the Kennel. 7-foot freshman Isaiah Austin, Donald's All-American consensus top 5 recruit coming in here. 3 straight double-doubles. Will deal with another 7-footer on the other side in Kelly Olynyk, who is 2nd in the country in field goal shooting. Olynyk is 67% from the field so far this season. There is the series history. Gonzaga has won all 3 previous meetings. The last one coming a couple of years ago in Dallas, and technically a neutral site game where the Zags won it by 4 behind Robert Sacres, 17 points to lead Gonzaga in that game. Baylor in the green, the home whites for the Zags.
And Roxy, as we watch the Baylor Bears tonight, I'm going to be interested to see if Pierre Jackson can control this basketball game. Gary Bell, the best perimeter defender for the Zags, is on him, but it's going to be up to Pierre Jackson to get his teammates involved and also score.
Inside, scoring off balance and getting the roll is Isaiah Austin to put Baylor ahead.
And that's really something Austin has gotten better at in his short time as a Baylor Bear. I saw him play a lot of AAU basketball, didn't hang out in the paint as much as he does now.
Open 3. Kevin Pango short, and the rebound cleared by Corey Jefferson for the Bears. Last touch by Baylor, and a giveaway by the Baylor Bears out of the Big 12 here in WCC country.
And Roxy, for the Zags, it's going to be important. Let's see if they can establish their inside presence of Harris and Olynyk going against the Baylor Bears, Jefferson and Austin.
Kelly Olynyk throws it away, and a turnover by Gonzaga, right back to Baylor.
And just a poor pass off the flex cut. Elias Harris kind of stopped in the middle of the paint. Olynyk anticipated that he was going all the way to the block.
Here comes Pierre Jackson, the senior from Las Vegas. He has slip on the drive, lean-in shot, and he gets it from the baseline, and it's 4-0 Baylor.
Heslip able to pump fake and go by Kevin Pangos, their teammates on the Canadian senior men's national team this past summer.
Here's Kelly Olynyk inside, out muscling Austin, and he lays it in, and Gonzaga's on the board.
And that's where Olynyk has a distinct advantage. If Austin's going to let him catch that deep on the block, Olynyk has 20 pounds on Isaiah Austin.
This is already Gonzaga's 4th game against a Big 12 team this year. They still have Oklahoma State on New Year's Eve.
Well, Mark Few's not afraid to play a tough schedule. He feels it helps for recruiting, it helps for the NCAA tournament, and it helps for seeding.
A.J. Walton on the drive, and the foul against Mike Hart of Gonzaga, his first. As Heslop hitting the jumper for the Bears.
And Brady Heslop doesn't go inside that arc too much. 25 of his 33 makes going into tonight were from the three-point line.
So the previous 3 games for Gonzaga against the Big 12, they outscored West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Kansas State by combined 75 points in going 3-0. And a foul on Gonzaga will send Baylor to the free throw line.
And this is a beautifully designed out-of-bounds play. They've worked on this in shoot-around today. Look, they clear all 3 guys there, and then they leave the mismatch for Pangos to guard the 7-footer Austin, and they just throw it up to the rim. Great job of coaching by Scott Drew.
And the first free throw knocked in by Isaiah Austin, who is only a 39% free throw shooter his freshman season at Baylor. 2 times already he's been named Big 12 Freshman of the Week.
And he's been playing great as of late. 3 straight double-doubles. He'll need to have a big performance tonight if the Baylor Bears want to pull off the upset on the road.
That did not look like a 39% foul shooter. That trip to the free throw line. Backdoor lob, and Elias Harris missed the alley-oop. Sam Dower, the junior from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 6'9" center, checks in for Gonzaga, replacing Olynyk. And Pierre Jackson fouled on the baseline.
And here they run the high ball screen, and then the back screen set by Gary Bell. But Harris just not able to corral that ball in and throw it down. He probably should have tried to lay it up.
First person on Gary Bell Jr., 3 already on the Bulldogs. 2.5 minutes in, and Baylor is up 4. Tough turnaround. Round and in for Isaiah Austin, who has 6 of Baylor's 8.
Soft touch by the 7-footer. He's very comfortable facing the basket, so that's not necessarily a tough shot for him.
The foul on the post is Elias Harris with the catch, and Corey Jefferson of Baylor with the foul. And the first whistle against the Bears, and getting a sense school is out here, Miles, at Gonzaga. Break between finals and the fall semester, the spring semester. The energy level just right now is not the same here inside the kennel that we normally see when the school is in and the students are here.
But also you have to credit Baylor for jumping out for an 8-2 lead in the first 3 minutes of this basketball game.
30-second timeout for the Zags, down 6 here at the kennel. Gonzaga does not lose often here at the kennel. 111-8 is their record. They have a loss already here this season, and that was to Illinois in a big showdown just a few weeks ago when both teams came into that matchup undefeated, and Brandon Paul with a phenomenal performance for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, and it really took an extraordinary effort from Brandon Paul to pull off that upset.
Baylor earlier this season picked up their first ever non-conference road victory against a team that was ranked in the top 25. Sam Dower finds a gap in the zone and gets the shot to go.
And that was a beautiful bounce pass by Mike Hart to find Sam Dower as he dove to the middle of the floor.
Back on December 1st, Baylor stunned then number 8 Kentucky, and that was their first ever non-conference road victory against a ranked team, and they have a chance for their second victory against a ranked team on the road in a non-conference affair, as Gonzaga ranked 13th coming into this matchup. A.J. Walton the drive. And the rebound, Mike Hart, the senior for the Zags.
Good defensive possession by the Zags there. They switched that late ball screen and put Harris on Walton, causing a tough shot.
Sam Dower the long 2. The rebound cleared Corey Jefferson and Baylor. called against Gonzaga. 14 fouls already on the Zags and a second on Mike Hart. Sam Dower trying to get the Zags going. They're down early at home.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Infiniti. Luxury cars that deliver inspired performance.
Holiday season in downtown Spokane as the 13th ranked Zags trailing at home to Baylor 8-4. Coverage of college basketball continues Saturday on ESPN2. At noon, Mason Plumlee leads the #1 ranked Blue Devils against Kevin Foster and the Broncos. And at 2, David Rice's 20th ranked Rebels square off against Roy Williams Tar Heels. Santa Clara versus Duke at noon, and UNLV North Carolina at 2. Saturday on ESPN2 and also live on Watch ESPN.
Well, Roxy, we were just coming from the Diamond Head Classic and got to see a great one in the final. Arizona, San Diego State, two of my best teams in the West right now. Arizona pulling off the 1-point victory as Nick Johnson saved the day with that block shot of Chase Tapley.
A remarkable block shot by Nick Johnson of Chase Tapley there in the final seconds to preserve the championship for Arizona over in Hawaii. Gary Franklin checks in for Baylor. 6'2" guard from Southern California, the transfer from Cal. And the shot missed by Rico Gathers inside. Elias Harris claims the rebound for Gonzaga. Landrietti throws it away. He checked in for the Zags as Mike Hart picking up his second foul. The floater by Brady Heslip. And the rebound, Landrietti and Gonzaga. Kevin Pangos a three in transition.
Pangos, who was all WCC last year. Shooting percentages are down this year. Look at Corey Jefferson with the finish on the other end. But that was a great start for Pangos, but bad transition defense for the Zags.
This is Gonzaga's first game, Miles, in 10 days. Will that affect them a little bit, especially early?
Yeah, you're still trying to get your game legs back underneath you. Many of their players traveled, some across the world, some across this country. And here, Pierre Jackson, who helps facilitate 43% of the Zags' points this year with the beautiful pass as he averages 6 assists per game.
Baylor's last game was last Friday when they knocked off BYU in Waco.
The Zags had 5 days off for Christmas break before they had to come back here and practice again.
Szymon Karnowski, the 7'1" freshman from Poland who checks in for Gonzaga, and a held ball, or actually an alternating possession as the ball got lodged there between the rim and the backboard. And points toward Gonzaga and a Gonzaga basketball.
Now that's a bad miss. When you miss between the backboard and the rim there, that's a bad miss. You weren't close on that one. Maybe that was some of the travel that he had to endure. 42 hours of travel, only 50 hours on the ground. But trust me, for the freshman, that's worth it to see his family over the Christmas break.
Yeah, Szymon Karnowski going back to Poland during the time off that Gonzaga had. Here's Kevin Pangos from downtown again in his second three, and Gonzaga ties the game.
You know, when we talked to Coach Few about Kevin Pangos, he said he knows he's been slumping, but he said the kid works too hard to stay in a slump all season long. Breaking out early here.
Gary Franklin a three.
You have to recognize who you're guarding if you have Gary Franklin. He's a three-point shooter.
Kelly Olynyk gets the three, and for Olynyk, just his second of the season. Both teams starting to heat up now.
And that's the 7-footer stepping out to the three-point line. You need to be at least within striking distance and make him put that ball on the floor.
Jackson. RQ wanted to carry against the Baylor point guard, but instead a foul whistled against Kelly Olynyk of Gonzaga. And that's his second personal foul, already 5 against Gonzaga.
And Pierre Jackson has already drawn 3 of these fouls himself. Here, there's a little bit of contact there, change of direction. Olynyk with the reach, and that's an easy call.
So Olynyk has to sit down with the 2 fouls, and Elias Harris comes back for Gonzaga. Also in for the first time for the Bulldogs is David Stockton, the junior from right here in Spokane, and the son of the NBA Hall of Famer John Stockton, the former Gonzaga great. Errant pass deflected by Gonzaga. One of the three Michaels says, as all three officials are named Michael. Michael Reed with that call, working with Michael Irving and Michael Greenstein. Not much for the coaches to remember. Just one name. That's all they need to worry about tonight.
Doesn't matter who's making the call.
Gary Franklin penetrates. Deuce Bello, who checked in for Baylor, misses. Gets his own miss. And the loose ball corralled by Rico Gathers, and a three from Gary Franklin is good, and his second triple already.
Good hustle play. Keep the basketball alive to save it by Rico Gathers. And nice extra pass by Bello to Franklin.
Landrietti fouled on the three by Deuce Bello. His second team foul on Baylor, and 3 free throws for Guy Landrietti.
And just not a smart play. He goes underneath the pick. You're there. Guy Landrietti's been struggling from the three-point line as of late. But you have to let him just contest that shot, get your hand up, and never foul a jump shooter, especially one that's behind the arc.
Guy Landrietti shooting 3 free throws, the senior from Paris, France. And Scott Drew not happy with the call, but as the officials are checking the monitor across the way, 2 of the Michaels make sure Guy Landrietti was attempting a 3 and will get rewarded with 3 free throws here. There is Michael Greenstein on the left, Michael Irving on the right, checking out the monitor. But an interesting start. It took a few possessions, Miles, for both teams to find their legs and get their rhythm, and now they seem to be clicking offensively. The officials are checking out the monitor to see if it was a 2 or a 3 attempt, and it looks like Guy Landrietti was clearly behind the line.
Yeah, definitely. There's a separation there. Toes behind the line, going to be 3 shots for Guy Landrietti.
Guy Landrietti, who got off to a good start this year, struggled a little bit lately.
And there it is, clearly that right foot behind the three-point line. Deuce Bello making the mistake of fouling the three-point shooter.
So it will be 3 free throws for Guy Landrietti, a 71% foul shooter. Player that not only has experience playing college ball, but somebody who's got international experience playing for 2 different countries. He's played for both France and the Ivory Coast's national teams. Guy Landrietti, who's in double figures in each of the first 2 games, but is yet to reach double figures again.
And Guy Landrietti and Pierre Jackson share a common bond. Guy Landrietti played at Midland College, Pierre Jackson at College of Southern Idaho. They played against each other for the Junior College National Championship, in which Pierre Jackson and College of Southern Idaho won the game. Jackson goes for 22 points. Guy Landrietti, 15 points.
But Eddie has missed the first 2 free throws here. One more coming. Unfortunately, he gets the hat trick. The wrong end of the hat trick he was looking for.
Ends up working out well for the Baylor Bears. Getting no points on the possession are the Bulldogs.
As Eddie misses all 3 free throws.
And you see when Pierre Jackson, he's so good off the ball screens, they want to double him and try to get it out of his hands as much as possible.
Deuce Bello on the drive. And they're calling a foul against Shimmick Karnowski on the drive. And the first against the 7'1" freshman.
Excellent drive by Bello. You have to know who you're guarding. There should have maybe been a switch there. Karnowski kind of bails out at the last second. Doesn't take that charge, had a chance to take it right to his chest.
Deuce Bello, a couple of free throws. The sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina. And he misses the first. Another one of the consensus top 50 national recruits that Scott Drew has brought to Baylor. One of 10 since Drew has gotten.
Bello, one of the best athletes in college basketball. Finished the year really strong last year. 13 points in the Big 12 title game, but hasn't picked up where he left off last season.
Kevin Pangos fouled by Deuce Bello, his second personal, and Pangos will shoot a pair here. Third team foul against the Baylor Bears, and Pangos is 77% foul shooter.
And as we mentioned earlier, Kevin Pangos from Newmarket, Ontario. He's the youngest member to ever suit up for the Canadian national team in 2010.
Speaking of Canada, there was, maybe a quarter of Team Canada, at least for the future. Brady Heslip of Baylor on the left, Kelly Olynyk, 7-footer for Gonzaga, and Kevin Pangos on the right there.
And let's remember Brady Heslip's uncle, Jay Triano, the former Toronto Raptors coach, is the head coach of the Canadian national team.
Heslip, the outstanding three-point shooter for the Baylor Bears, as Baylor leads it by 1.
And right now, the Baylor Bears have been the more aggressive team.
Nice pass inside, the lay-in by Rico Gathers.
And Roxy, that's just too easy. No ball pressure. The whole possession, they were in a press. Hands were down the whole time. Baylor Bears able to pick it apart, finding Isaiah Austin to Rico Gathers.
So the Gonzaga Bulldogs ranked 13th in the country. Where do they stack up at Miles' Best of the West? Gonzaga's had a great run as of late. Started with Dan Munson, now kept on going by Mark Few. 4 Sweet 16 appearances recently for the Zags, who are trying to stay part of the best in the West.
Well, Arizona, they're my #1 team. Undefeated this year, had a great win, championship in the in the Diamond Head Classic. San Diego State is second. Their 2 losses are to Syracuse and the University of Arizona. Jamal Franklin, the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year. And then the Gonzaga Bulldogs only have 1 loss. Took an extraordinary effort by Brandon Paul to beat them here in the kennel, but they have the deepest front line in the country. UNLV running Rebels, I've seen them twice in person already. Anthony Bennett's going to be a top 5 pick in next year's draft. They should get Mike Moser back very soon. They got Kem Birch, eligible from Pitt. And then the New Mexico Lobos coming off a huge win at Cincinnati. A formerly undefeated team, Kendall Williams, Alex Kirk, Tony Snell leading the way for Steve Alford's Lobos.
Judd Heathcote, that's the guy in front. He was a pretty good coach, and also a good coach, Don Munson, whose son Dan did a great job here at Gonzaga, now at Long Beach State. The 2 coaching legends here at the kennel tonight to take in number 13 Gonzaga and Baylor here right as we approach New Year's. That's inside to Elias Harris, shot blocked, and he's fouled. He'll shoot a pair.
And that's great execution against the zone. The ball goes side to side. Pangos with the beautiful entry, and then Karnowski finding a diving Elias Harris as he goes to the rim and gets fouled.
Second foul, and Corey Jefferson of Baylor. Elias Harris, 77% foul shooter here in his senior season. 11th in Gonzaga history in scoring and 5th in rebounding. Just recently went over the 1,500-point plateau for his career and over 800 rebounds.
Harris is a guy I got to spend some time around at the Nike Skills Academies this summer, going against Doug McDermott, Jeff Withy, Jackie Carmichael, some of the best players in the country, Solomon Hill, and he stood out amongst an elite group there, just with his basketball IQ, his work ethic. His skill level is better than what he's showing this year. He shot 35% or better from 3 in his 3 previous years. Numbers are down from the outside a little bit.
113th career start tonight for Elias Harris here at Gonzaga.
Now for Baylor, this is maybe a little bit of danger zone. They're getting Pierre Jackson a small break, letting the freshman LJ Rose run the point. We'll see where does the scoring come from with 19 points a game out of the game.
And that pass ricocheted off the stanchion or the side of the backboard and bounced into the Gonzaga bench, and a Baylor turnover, and an errant pass from the freshman LJ Rose.
And obviously that wasn't a good look. Kevin Pangos does a great job of moving his feet, but you don't want to jump in the air to make a pass, especially across the court. Let's get it back out and get yourself into a ball screen late into the clock.
That hit so squarely to the side of the backboard, it looked like he almost tried to do that. Like he was trying to throw it right back to himself. Here's David Stockton. Elias Harris attacks off the dribble. Rico Gathers rips the rebound down for Baylor, the strong freshman from Louisiana. Senior A.J. Walton directing traffic here.
And as we get midway through this first half, the Baylor Bears have done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the basketball game.
Isaiah Austin missing the three, and Elias Harris runs down the rebound. Aldran Guinness in the game for Gonzaga. Redshirt freshman from Nampa, Idaho. Sam Dower. Triple team, kick out, David Stockton, short of the three. And the rebound cleared by Isaiah Austin for Baylor.
Great job by the two freshman post players of that double team, big to big, to shut down Dower.
Franklin, long on the three. And the rebound bounces into the Gonzaga bench. And spilling over onto the bench was Kyle Dranginis. And a Gonzaga basketball just past the midway point of this first half.
And as well as Baylor attacked in the first 8 or 9 minutes of this game, the last couple minutes, you see jump shot, get back into the paint. 16 fouls against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. You need to be on attack mode because you're shooting free throws the rest of the half.
And Baylor averages, Miles, nearly 40 points per game in the paint. Kevin Pangos brings out the pull-up three, and Austin with another rebound for the Bears. Pretty drive to the basket by Pierre Jackson, his first points.
And that's where Jackson's really good. He's a preseason All-American. He's excellent in transition.
Elias Harris missing the three. Rico gathers the rebound. Baylor pushes. Pull up. Pierre Jackson hits again.
And like I said, that's where he can kill you. That was a 1-on-4 there for Pierre Jackson. But he saw that he didn't have the numbers to get to the paint. Stops and pops like a smart point guard would from 17 feet. Here, the long outlet allows for great transition. Crossover dribble, no help. Beautiful soft touch off the glass, and then 1-on-4, he just surveys what he has, takes what the defense gives him. Beautiful 15-foot pull-up to get Pierre Jackson going.
6-1 run for Baylor, and Pierre Jackson fueling it, the preseason player of the year in the Big 12 Conference. That's how important he is to the Baylor Bears.
Well, he doesn't do it with just scoring. We see the points, 19 points a game, but the 6.3 assists is amazing. He accounts for 43% of the team's field goals.
6-point lead for Baylor equals their largest of the night. Baylor, who has won 3 straight games, coming in here to Spokane. Pierre Jackson's club coming off a win, an impressive showing against BYU last Friday. Where Gonzaga, they've been off all the way back since December 19th. And they beat Campbell here. 10-day layoff between games for the Zags.
And 5 days off for the players to go home and celebrate Christmas and be with their families. And I love the execution out of a timeout. Jerome Tang, the assistant coach who had the scout for the Baylor Bears, had told them what to expect out of the timeout. There was no help by Heslip as the back screen on Austin frees up Kelly Olynyk for the layup.
Give the bucket to Olynyk, who has 7. As Pierre Jackson again down the lane and scores 3 straight buckets for the senior from Las Vegas.
Well, he's just an elite level point guard. Even at 5'10", he has great change of pace, change of direction dribble. Gary Bell did a good job of cutting him off the first direction, but the beautiful change of direction right there, that's not easy. He gets Gary Bell's feet crossed over. 4 Zag players in the paint, everyone late for the help.
Second personal foul, Rico Gathers of Baylor. 6th team foul on the Bears with just inside 8.5 minutes to go until halftime. Corey Jefferson with his 2 fouls comes back.
You see Baylor, they go zone out of the timeout. Kind of a 1-2-2-2-3.
Aldran Guinness. Gary Bell Jr. an open 3.
Dranginis passes up a good shot to create a better shot for his teammate, Gary Bell Jr. in that situation.
Bell, a 38% three-point shooter on the year, as the 7'1" freshman Isaiah Austin steps out. Misses a three. Here comes Gonzaga. Gary Bell Jr., the floater. For the weak side, Sam Dower puts it back in.
Great battle by Sam Dower on the offside, getting inside of the Baylor Bears defender for the offensive rebound and the stick back.
30-second timeout for Baylor. On Saturday, December 29th, the top two programs in women's college basketball go head-to-head as Gino Auriemma leads the Huskies against Tara Vanderveer's top-ranked Cardinal. UConn versus Stanford, Saturday, 29th at 4 on ESPNU and also live on Watch ESPN. ESPN, the home court of college hoops. UConn and Stanford, two of the dominant programs in women's college basketball.
Well, they've had some great battles over the year, and tomorrow won't be any different as Shanae Ogwumike, who averages a double-double on the season for the Stanford Cardinal, 21 and about 12 rebounds, will look to go to work against Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis and the UConn Huskies.
Sam Dower and Gonzaga on a 7-2 run, and Kelly Olynyk and company. After Baylor opened up a 6-point lead with the Zags within one, Gonzaga's already used 2 timeouts in the first half, and Baylor just taking a 30 here.
Well, early on for Baylor, they got their points in the paint. Isaiah Austin was in that blue area, going to work, getting some easy buckets. It's been Pierre Jackson lately, but they need to go back to pounding that ball in the paint.
Even their big men are stepping outside. Into the paint. Straight on bank shot from A.J. Walton at his first point.
And whether he meant to do that or not, I like the fact that he penetrated, got 2 feet in the middle of the paint, about 8 feet away. Olynyk made it a tougher shot because of his size.
Gonzaga also having success going inside as Sam Dower and Kelly Olynyk have combined to go 5 of 6 from the field. The rest of the team just 5 of 13. Inside again, Olynyk on a beautiful feed.
And I love the pass there, but that was poor defense by Pierre Jackson. He gambled at the top of the key, and then they were in a scramble situation. He cost his team 2 points there.
Tough step-back jumper from A.J. Walton.
Walton, known more as a defender, has been scoring as of late double figures in 4 of the last 5.
64th career start for A.J. Walton tonight. Kelly Olynyk missing from the perimeter. The rebound, Corey Jefferson and Baylor. It's been tough for him to get free and get some good looks. What is Gonzaga doing to crowd him?
Well, they've done a good job of just limiting his touches, following him off the screens.
Gary Bell rattles out the 3. Here is Heslip.
Here's where he can get open 3, right back to him.
Here Jackson missing the 3, and Kelly Olynyk clears.
Jackson had a chance to give that ball right back to Heslip for the open 3 on the 3-on-2. And I know Jackson's made his last 3 shots. But sometimes you want to pick and choose, get your shooter going, because you're going to need Heslip tonight.
Here is Kevin Pangos. Rattles in the 3. We're tied at 28.
Last guy to leave shoot around today, Kevin Pangos got up an extra 50 made threes before the game. One of the first players out on the floor tonight also.
Third 3 for Pangos. Gonzaga's hit 5 from beyond the arc. 1 to the basket. Sam Dower the rebound. Gonzaga looking for their first lead. They have it. 30-second timeout. Baylor for the first time tonight, Miles. The kennel has come alive.
Roxy, this is my first time to the kennel, and I've seen it on TV when it's rocking, and it's even shaking my TV in the living room at home. but the fans have mostly been sitting on their hands tonight. Now they have something to get excited about. Gary Bell with the tough floater over Brady Heslop there. Not an easy shot from 8 feet out to spark the Gonzaga Bulldogs and give them the lead.
ESPN College Basketball is available live anytime, anywhere on your computer, tablet, or smartphone at watchespn.com and with the Watch ESPN app. You and I spent time over the islands as we were working the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Head Classic. And how handy did the Watch ESPN app come into us? When we were sitting at the beach in the pool.
Sitting at the beach, the infinity pool at the Sheraton Waikiki. You put on your app, you watch previous games, you watch the current games that were going on, and there you see. Lucky to have
How about that family? That's a pretty family.
Lucky to have a beautiful family. But look at those smiling faces. Look at you, Roxy. You're in heaven right there. Truly in paradise.
Well, that was us today. We had to leave paradise.
And we're not,
we're excited to be here.
We're excited to be here. But it is cold outside and the snow on the ground from where we came from in Honolulu a couple days ago.
We had to leave 82 and sunny. Brady Heslop airballs a 3. We come to the northwest where it's about 30 degrees outside. There's good basketball in here between number 13 Gonzaga and Baylor.
And if you're Heslop, you don't need that shot. Contested 3. Let's get the ball movement. Just because a play is called for you doesn't mean you have to shoot the basketball.
Elias Harris to the basket. Fouled. He'll shoot 2. The Gonzaga Bulldogs, a 12-4 run. They have their first lead of the night.
Chris Cotter in our college basketball studios. Russell Athletic Bowl over on ESPN. Virginia Tech and Rutgers. Logan Thomas is going to find Corey Fuller 21 yards for the touchdown after being down 10-0. Virginia Tech has stormed back all even in the 4th. Roxy?
All right, Chris, so Gonzaga on a run as the Zags have their first lead of the night, 30-28. Gonzaga leading the Baylor Bears. And, Miles, what have you seen from Gonzaga to give them a spurt here to take the lead?
Well, it's been their guard play. Bell and Pangos have taken over the game. 16 of their last 20 points by those two guys, both of them being aggressive on the offensive end. And then on defensively, they've limited the points in the paint as of late for the Baylor Bears. Baylor Bears have become a jump shooting team late in this first half.
Some foul difficulty for Baylor as the Bears, Rico Gathers already with 3 fouls and 2 each for Deuce Bello and Corey Jefferson. Kelly Olynyk and Mike Hart with 2 fouls each for Gonzaga's. Elias Harris shooting 2. Harris now 2 of 3 at the line.
Harris is a guy who had a breakout freshman year. He's from Speyer, Germany. Many thought that he could have left and been a first rounder after his freshman year. Came back, and he's going to go down as one of the best players in Gonzaga history.
14-4 run for the Zags. Pierre Jackson drives. And the rebound. Kyle Dranginis and Gonzaga. Landrietti on the drive. Gets his own miss. Stripped. Gonzaga keeps it alive. Kyle Dranginis, the pull-up jumper.
Dranginis, the redshirt freshman from Nampa, Idaho. Only averages about 4.5 points a game, but the Zags, one of the deepest teams in the country, can go 10 guys to play at any time.
16-4 run for Gonzaga, who scored the last 9 points. Offensive foul against Pierre Jackson.
And the Gonzaga Bulldogs just making the extra hustle plays, getting on the floor, finding a teammate, and now they're in control late in the first half.
Chris Cotter in our ESPN studios. Coming up on the Land Rover halftime report, LaFonso Ellis will join me to preview the second half of our doubleheader. That's Mizzou and UCLA. Could be a statement game for the Bruins and Pauley. And then number 5 Indiana in action against Jacksonville tonight. We'll have highlights coming up on the Land Rover at the half. Roxy, Miles.
All right, Chris, a 16-4 run for the Zags here at the Kennel. And coming from 6 down, Gonzaga now leads by 6 over Baylor. And Miles, it was 9-10 days that Gonzaga was off. They last played a game against Campbell back on December 19th, an extended Christmas break. Does it take you a little while to get back into game speed and rhythm after being away from game action for so long?
Yeah, it just takes you a few minutes sometimes to get that adrenaline out. You're so pumped up to play. You haven't played in 10 days. You've gone to see your family. You ate some great dinner at Christmas time. You may be feeling a little bit heavy. But now the Zags back in control, feeling comfortable and looking comfortable out there on the floor.
After a couple of turnovers early by the Zags, Bulldogs have not turned it over in their last 24 possessions, have just 2 for the game, and those came in the first couple of minutes.
When you take care of the basketball, you usually get good shots, which leads you to scoring, and that's why they have the lead.
Jimmy Karnowski missing the follow, and the rebound cleared by Isaiah Austin, and here comes Baylor.
Baylor needs to get some more points in transition, especially when they hold them to one and done. Austin needs to get that outlet to Jackson quicker to try to create an opportunity.
Torian Prince checks in for Baylor, a 6'7" freshman from San Antonio.
Needs to use his quickness.
Step back, tough shot of the baseline by Isaiah Austin.
Very tough shot by Austin, 7-1. Going against 7-1 there, beautiful step back, using his athleticism to create.
8 points for Austin. That ended a drought of nearly 4.5 minutes for the Bears. Whistle, out of bounds to Gonzaga. Lineup 4, Scott Drew out there of Pierre Jackson with A.J. Walton. And the 3-guard alignment with Gary Franklin up front is Torian Prince and the freshman Isaiah Austin. Experienced backcourt, young front line right now for the Bears. Inside, deep position, Elias Harris is fouled. First on Torian Prince.
And Roxy, this is a difference between a senior and a freshman. Look how big he is. He's spread out, okay? He's wide, he's big, he gives a great target. They deliver it on time there. Torian Prince gets caught. Look how big he is. His hands are spread wide. They deliver the pass, goes up strong. The freshman Torian Prince has to get around, can't let Elias Harris seal him that deep in the post.
One more shot coming for Harris, who has 4 points, all from the line. He's now 5 of 6 at the stripe, and Gonzaga leads by 6. Inside for Austin, deflected. Here come the Zags. Gary Bell spinning in transition. And Gary Franklin leads the break for Baylor, 3-on-2. Stepping in, long 2. Missed by Gary Franklin. And Elias Harris the rebound for Gonzaga. And the Zags give it right back and turn it over for just the 3rd time here in the first half.
And those opportunities for Baylor, a 3-on-2 break with your 3 guards, and they fumble the basketball. Gary Franklin gets a good look from 15 feet, but those are the opportunities you have to capitalize on if you want to win here in the Kennel.
Final minute of the first half. Open look at a 3. A.J. Walton knocks it down.
That's a great pass by Austin. Anticipates the double team coming at 7-1. He can see over the top of it and delivers it right on target to the shooting pocket of A.J. Walton. Nine-second differential between shot and game clock.
And a foul inside off the ball. And they are getting Isaiah Austin for his first personal foul. And for Baylor, team foul number 9, it means a 1-and-1 for Sam Dower. Actually, the 10th team foul, it puts Gonzaga in the double bonus. So 2 shots for Dower and not the 1-and-1.
Gonzaga not great from the free throw line this year, only 66% as a team. Sam Dower, 61%.
Dower with 5 points off the bench. Corey Jefferson back in for Baylor here, as the Bears will have one last possession with the basketball to try to get some points.
And we'll anticipate that the ball will be in Pierre Jackson's hands, probably getting some type of ball screen, trying to get to the basket.
Gonzaga shows zone here to end the half. A little bit of a changeup for Mark Few.
Smart play, good coaching adjustment. Scott Drew had a man-to-man play set up that they need to go about right now.
Pierre Jackson, pull-up 3. Rebound, Mike Hart and Gonzaga. Here comes Gary Bell from midcourt. Short at the buzzer. The Bulldogs down by as many as 6 early, come roaring back and lead Baylor 38-33 at the half.
Well, Kevin Pangos really was able to get it going with 11 early points. The Baylor Bears hanging around. Pangos knocking it down from the three-point line, giving the Bulldogs 5-point lead at the break.
38-33 Gonzaga at the half. Let's send it to the studios in the halftime report.
Thank you, Roxy. Chris Cotter along with Alfonso Ellis. Land Rover halftime report. And we got another big-time game tonight, and it's actually turning out to be maybe a little bit more of a game than some people thought. Cody Zeller in Indiana hosting Jacksonville. First half, Indiana down 8-3. Yogi Ferrell. Zeller with the bucket and the foul. Free throw good. Indiana up, though, just 8-6.
Yeah, Yogi Ferrell's ability to get into the paint is what makes them so good. But Victor Oladipo, one of the unheralded guys in the country, really gets it done for Indiana.
Raining this three-pointer here. 17-13 Indiana. Under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Indiana up 8. What do you think about this freshman here, Ferrell?
I think he's terrific. His ability to get into the gaps is what makes him special.
Indiana up 11 at that point, as you can see, keeping that double-digit lead late in the first half. Chris Cotter, Alfonso Ellis. All right, well, you heard Roxy when they went to break talk about how you had Gonzaga down early in this game before finally getting it going offensively. What was it that turned things around for them?
Kelly Olynyk got an early foul trouble, and when he's not in the basketball game, their offense tends to sputter, but they were able to get him back into the basketball game. Kevin Pangos hit a couple early big threes to keep them going, but watch Olynyk as he gets the basketball. Long hair, number 13 in white, beautiful back screen and the fine underneath, little goaltending there, but he scores with his movement with the basketball. Very difficult to guard. You always have to be aware of where he is. Terrific find by Pangos underneath, and here's Kelly Olynyk again involved in this play, step behind the screen. Pangos again for 3. So if Olynyk can keep himself out of foul trouble, Chris, in this second half, it'll work wonders for them offensively. Kevin Pangos was outstanding, 3 for 5 from the three-point line in the first half.
Well, it's about basketball and it's about football here on this night. Plenty of bowl action over on ESPN in progress right now and getting late. It's the Russell Athletic Bowl, Vatech and Rutgers on Virginia Tech's opening drive. Logan Thomas can't handle the snap, tries to pick it up and avoid the safety. Instead, he fumbles it, and there's the All-American, Kasim Green, there to pick it up for his score. All-Americans always seem to find the ball, don't they?
Knows for the not the foot basketball, but the football that time in the end zone.
Thomas finally connects with Corey Fuller, 21 yards for the score. A minute left, but they are tied right now at 10 over on ESPN. Immediately following that game, Seth Dagey and Texas Tech taking on Minnesota, the Meineke Car Care Bowl of Texas. Again, that game to follow over on ESPN. To follow our game on ESPN2, it's Missouri and UCLA. And, you know, this one could be a statement game for UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. Missouri, 6-game winning streak coming into this one. The Fonz and I are going to break it down when we come back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Capital One Cash Rewards Card with a 50% annual bonus. Welcome back to the Land Rover Halftime Report.
Hey, Fonz, look who's back at Pauley Pavilion.
Oh, Bill Walton.
is going to call the game tonight. Second half of our doubleheader. They'll tip it up right about 10-10. Mizzou and UCLA, talking to Shabazz Muhammad and Kyle Anderson there, two of the outstanding young freshmen for UCLA. Mizzou rides a 6-game winning streak into this one. What have they been doing that has given them so much success, not only in winning those 6 games, but in impressive fashion when you talk about how they've been able to do it, beating Illinois just the other night?
Chris, it all starts with point guard play. And when you talk about Missouri, you're dealing with one of the best point guards in the country. And if you want to have any chance of beating them, you must control Phil Pressey. His ability to bring it up the floor and to get in the gaps, you have to make him a scorer. He's so good off ball screens. If you don't get out and get flat, now he gets into the lane area, is able to dish. He's outstanding in transition. His awareness of his guys on the floor is just outstanding. But for UCLA, they're going to have a big, and I mean a big game for Shabazz Muhammad. He has been as advertised. He can put it on the deck and get to the rim. Really depth from the three-point shot, averaging over 35% from the three-point line. But he's not by himself. You have Jordan Adams and Kyle Anderson. But in order for them to get a win, they have to do one thing. They have to control the defensive board. They're playing against one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country in Missouri. How about number 5 in offensive rebounds? 17 offensive rebounds a game for 16 points. They're going to have to control Pressey, going to have to control the board if they have any chance of winning this game, Chris.
Lawrence Bowers has been getting on those boards, and he's averaging over 19 points a game during this 6-game winning streak for Mizzou, so he has been a terror, that is for sure. We've got a big Saturday coming your way as well. Big Friday night. Look at this on Saturday. Santa Clara heads to Duke, where they have won, yes, I'm going to say this, 100 straight non-conference games at home. That's one heck of a streak. And UNLV, one of these great teams from out west, going to take on North Carolina. That game is at 2. So noon and 2 over on ESPN on Saturday. You do not want to miss it.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond. This halftime report is presented by Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Here's what to watch for on Saturday. A huge women's hoops game. Number 2 Connecticut, number 1 Stanford. 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPNU. It's the 51st time in women's basketball history that the top 2 teams have played. The number 1 team has won the last 9 meetings. Battle of the Ocean State. Providence first trip to Brown in 40 years. And Tucker Halpern. Great catch. Oh, great fake as well. And the 3 nails it for Brown. 28 points for Halpern. He's fired up, and why not? Brown upsets Providence 69-68, and Seton Hall survives an upset bid by a pretty good Stony Brook team, 60-59. Tyler Tettleton in Ohio taking on Louisiana Monroe, Advocare V100 Independence Bowl. First quarter action, Ohio up 7-0, and that's Tyler Tettleton finding Chase Cochran. Perfect pass. Think he's going to get caught?
No.
We wouldn't show you the highlight if he was. Ohio wins 45-14. Rutgers and Va Tech, by the way, in OT over on ESPN. Second half coming your way. Kevin Pangos at 3. Hit 3 of them in the first half, pacing Gonzaga to a 5-point lead.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Entertaining first half at the Kennel in Spokane as we get ready for the second half of play. 13th ranked Gonzaga, 5-point lead on the Baylor Bears as the second 20 minutes about to get started, along with Miles Simon. Roxy Bernstein with you from Spokane. And early on, Baylor jumped out to a lead, Miles. Then Gonzaga went on a run. Gonzaga leads it by 5 here at the half. What does Baylor need to do here in the second half to get that momentum back?
Baylor needs to go back to being aggressive. In the first 8 minutes of the half, they got the Bulldogs in foul trouble. Bulldogs committed 16 fouls. Didn't commit a foul the rest of the half because Baylor became a perimeter shooting team. And then the All-American Pierre Jackson had 6 points in the first half, but it all came in a 45-second spurt. He needs to be more aggressive on the offensive end. And there he goes in transition, gets one of his layups, a pull-up jump shot to get himself going. This is right when he had come back in the game. And then again, able to get to the rim, but that was all in a 45-second spurt. 0 for 4 after that. And then Kevin Pangos, who's been struggling with this perimeter shot a little bit, was able to knock down some threes early, surveyed the defense, pull up three. Beautiful hands down, a little bit too late on the closeout. Quick release. Kevin Pangos with 11 points in the first half really sparked the comeback for the Bulldogs.
There's the first half stats. Baylor shot a better percentage from the field in the first half of play, but Gonzaga was getting to the free throw line, knocking them down from the stripe. And turnovers, Miles, only 3 turnovers by Gonzaga in the first half.
Well, a lot of times if you take care of the basketball, you're going to get good shots. They went 24 straight possessions without turning the basketball over, and that's when the game changed around.
Gonzaga 5 of 11 beyond the arc in the first half, but inside just 7 of 19, so having success from downtown with Kevin Pangos. Pierre Jackson starts the second half with Brady Heslip, A.J. Walton, Corey Jefferson, and Isaiah Austin for Baylor. Brady Heslip, who has not had a look at a three, is fouled on the pump fake, and it'll be a Baylor ball on the side.
And Roxy, as we look at our update from the one-on-one, the battle of the big guys inside, both teams with elite level post players. Baylor doing a good job.
That's inside. Corey Jefferson underneath for the dunk. Here's Gonzaga in the home whites, the traveling green for Baylor here at the Kennel. Kelly Olynyk. The follow by Elias Harris.
Good post entry there. Olynyk not able to finish, but his partner, Elias Harris, hanging around the basket for the tip dunk.
Here's the freshman, Austin. Sweeping hook. And it's last touch by Baylor, they say. And the 3 Michaels working in unison here tonight. The officials, Michael Greenstein, initially signaled Gonzaga ball. It will stay with Baylor, as Greenstein working with Michael Reed and Michael Irving.
And there's A.J. Walton just going to keep that basketball alive.
Here's a 3, knocked down. Pierre Jackson from the corner.
And Jackson's the guy that has to get going. 19 points a game, leads the Big 12.
Lob over the top, broken up by Austin, out of bounds to Gonzaga. Mark Few. 11-1 start for the Zags coming in here to take on Baylor, the 4th different Big 12 team they have seen so far this year. And they will still get a look at Oklahoma State on New Year's Eve before they begin WCC play. Elias Harris fouled on his way to the basket.
Elias Harris went 0 for 5 in the first half. Gets the tip dunk on the first possession, now just in attack mode. But that's a bad defensive stance by Corey Jefferson there. He's surrendering middle drive. You want to keep your guy on the wing, force him to the baseline where your help can come from.
3rd foul on Corey Jefferson. Just over a minute into the second half.
And Jefferson's a guy that they need. He's really come into his own this year, averaging 13 and 8 a game for the Baylor Bears. But this guy at the foul line, Elias Harris, has been a model of consistency throughout his career. Double figures score since day 1 for the Bulldogs.
2-time first team all WCC selection puts the Zags back up 3.
Look for Jackson to be more aggressive scoring the basketball, especially if Heslip can't get going.
There's Jackson. Broken up, intended for Jefferson. Here come the Zags. Gary Bell Jr. short on a 3. And Corey Jefferson the rebound, and Mike Hart is called for a reach-in foul. 3rd personal on Hart.
Mike Hart, the redshirt junior from Portland, Oregon. He's always in the middle of the action. He's a glue guy. He helps you win games. Just a push in the back right there, and then the reach-in foul. I think that's a good call by the official there. A lot of arm on that reach-in, but he broke up the lob on the other end.
There's a steal. Gary Bell Jr. Bell held the basket and won.
Gary Bell Jr., the best perimeter defender. They actually worked on defending this play during shoot-around today. And Bell's assignment was to go ahead and harass the ball handler, Isaiah Austin, in this case, get his hands involved if they were going to put it on the floor.
And a streak of 8 straight misses from the floor for Gary Bell Jr. And Gonzaga has equaled their largest lead of the night. Here comes Gonzaga again. Elias Harris down the floor. Foul! +1, Elias Harris.
Roxy, a wasted possession by the Baylor Bears. If you want to go on the road in hostile environments, you can't just throw the ball away from half court. They're going to make you pay every time. Kevin Pangos with his head up, beautiful lead pass. Elias Harris gathers himself, gets under control, takes it up strong over the 7'1" Isaiah Austin. But a weakness of Scott Drew's team that he told us about in shoot-around today was letting offense dictate defense, taking bad shots or bad turnovers, and there was a case of the offense dictating defense for the Baylor Bears.
Harris converts for the three-point play. And Gonzaga by 9, their largest lead. And now Baylor has some foul difficulty. 3 each for Isaiah Austin and Corey Jefferson. 7 straight points for the Zags, but Brady Heslip silences the crowd.
And that's a guy that can bring you back in a hurry. He made 100 threes last year. Percentages are down this year, but more than capable of going off.
A lob for Kelly Olynyk from Elias Harris.
Now things are just coming too easy for the Zags on the offensive end. Baylor needs to buckle down, get locked in defensively.
What can they do at the other end of the floor to try to play better position defense against Gonzaga? Strip, Mike Hart to steal. Pangos deflected out of bounds to Gonzaga.
For one thing, they're not pressuring the basketball. They're allowing too many paint touches. Gonzaga's really on attack mode here in the second half. And then Elias Harris just on the little jab step, frees himself up, draws 2 defenders. No help side rotation by Pierre Jackson.
Offensive foul, Elias Harris called for the charge, his first.
And there you see an excellent defensive possession. Pierre Jackson, where he's supposed to be on the rotation against the double team, there to take the charge against Elias Harris. He anticipates Harris diving to the basket, puts his chest in front. That's a leader, that's your point guard, the guy who has to spark you on both ends of the floor.
Mark Few's team, one of the top scoring teams in the country, averaging better than 80 points a game. And the 3rd best team as far as shooting the basketball, going up against a very good team defensively in Baylor here. Brady Heslip, the tough runner, rattles out, foul going for the rebound against Gonzaga. And the foul against Mike Hart, his 4th foul with 16:24 remaining.
And besides one possession where Heslip got the 3, Kevin Pangos has done an excellent job of running Brady Heslip off that 3-point line, trailing all these staggered screens that they run for Heslip. Nearly a waste of, tried to go off the back there and he completely missed.
Pierre Jackson open, knocks it down. Jackson has 12 to lead the Baylor Bears. Foul off the ball and a hold inside against Torian Prince. his second.
And that's the second time. Torian Prince is just physically outmatched against Elias Harris down low. Strength-wise, size-wise. And there you see Torian Prince trying to fight around, but Harris does a great job of being big, sealing down low, and drawing the foul.
5-point lead for Gonzaga. Kevin Pangos from the corner. Fourth three-pointer.
Kevin Pangos in absolute rhythm tonight. Hardest working guy on this team, spends countless hours in the gym shooting threes.
Jackson looking to create. Kick out. L.J. Walton the pull-up. A.J. Walton misses. And the rebound, Kelly Olynyk. Olynyk to the basket, and he drops it in.
You gotta love the patience and the poise that the Gonzaga Bulldogs play with. They didn't have what they wanted initially. Waited, got the ball side to side, and then a beautiful drive and dish. Gary Bell Jr. to Kelly Olynyk. But this young man, the Canadian, Kevin Pangos, beautiful left-right footwork, excellent follow-through, and then Gary Bell making the play for his teammate. Zags up big in the second half.
Second possession of overtime in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Rutgers' Nick Borghese, no. 42 yards out. Vatek wins 13-10. Meineke car care bowl going on right now over on ESPN. Back to the kennel.
15:03 remaining in this one. Gonzaga, 13th ranked team in the country, has opened up their largest lead of the night. Up 10 on Baylor. Miles, take us inside the play.
Well, as we watch, Kevin Pangos here on the left elbow, number 4, setting your man up. He creates 5 feet of separation right there just because he takes his man one way, then comes off the pick, and then he gets 10 toes, his shoulder squared to the rim, holds the follow through. Great lift on his shot. Beautiful execution by Kevin Pangos of how to create your own shot coming off a screen.
So many weapons for this Gonzaga team. Pangos leads the way with 14. Kelly Olynyk with 13. Elias Harris with 11. But for Baylor, it seems they have success when Pierre Jackson creates, and there it is again, the alley-oop to Isaiah Austin. But is that something Baylor needs to do and get Pierre Jackson involved every trip down?
Well, he's the guy that can create the most for himself and then for his teammates. He averages 6 assists a game, but he's also an elite level scorer, so he has to have the ball in his hands a majority of the possessions.
Kelly Olynyk, the 7-footer spins up and under stripped. Here comes Pierre Jackson, 2-on-1. Beats Gary Franklin, who was fouled by Kevin Pangos, his second.
And a beautiful setup out of the timeout for the Baylor Bears. Heslop comes off the curl. Perfect execution on the lob. Baylor Bears making a run.
Number 1, North Carolina taking on UNLV. That's the 8th three that they've hit. UNLV about to take out number 1, North Carolina. Down goes number 1. One of the biggest upsets in college basketball last season, and the rematch coming up tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern for the Dean Dome. North Carolina shot a redemption at the Runnin' Rebels, who knocked them off at the Orleans Arena, not at the Thomas & Mack. It was played in Las Vegas, but the Orleans Arena is the home to the WCC tournament. As Gary Franklin going to the line here for the Baylor Bears, but a big showdown tomorrow at Chapel Hill.
And we look at this young man at the line right here, Gary Franklin, a young man I've spent a lot of time around during his high school career. We hail from the same high school, Modern Day High School. And his left arm there, when he was in 8th grade, he used to play football. He took a helmet to his humerus bone, broke the bone. He had to have surgery to fix it, but when the doctor went in and did the surgery, he severed the radial nerve during the surgery. So he's had 4 surgeries since to repair the nerve in that left arm. Lost a lot of use in that left arm. It's probably at 75 to 80% now. If he's to make a fist with his left hand, Roxy, he cannot go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by extending his fingers. So unique situation, really a dominant right-hand guy, but had a great high school career at Mater Dei, playing well for the Baylor Bears tonight.
Started his college career at Cal and transferred to Baylor. Has 8 points tonight. Kevin Pangos all the way to the basket and a game-high 16 for the sophomore from Ontario, Canada.
And that's something Kevin Pangos really wanted to add to his game this year, was getting in the paint more. Doesn't want to be just counted upon to be a jump shooter.
There it is again. Pierre Jackson creating for Corey Jefferson. Landry Eddy has it stripped going to the basket off the leg of Eddy, and Baylor will come away with a basketball.
And Mark Few not happy with that possession right there. And Pierre Jackson getting in the paint, dropping the dime. Late on the rotation is Kevin Pangos from the weak side.
Isaiah Austin can't handle the pass from Jackson. Baylor turns it over.
And you see right now for Baylor, they're almost going exclusively side pick and roll, putting that ball in the hands of Jackson, letting him create for either himself or others.
Jackson has accounted for 4 of the last 5 field goals by the Baylor Bears. Kelly Olynyk into the key, spins out, and it's controlled by Isaiah Austin.
Watch Franklin for 3.
Kelly Olynyk clears the Zags push. Landry Eddy stumbles, recovers. Deep 3. Pangos missing, and Isaiah Austin flies through the lane, but stripped by Landry Eddy. Feeds Kelly Olynyk. Count the basket, +1. 4th foul on Corey Jefferson with 12:42 remaining.
And those are the plays that just kill you. Isaiah Austin can't make the outlet pass. Landry Eddy just hanging around. Corey Jefferson tries to do the right thing in that situation and take the charge. But now that's going to be costly. Now you're taking 13 points a game and 8 rebounds a game out, and you have to go with a freshman in Rico Gathers if you're Scott Drew.
So Baylor down 8, Olynyk at the line, an 80% foul shooter. Last time out, he was 10 of 10 from the stripe against Campbell 10 days ago.
We saw Kelly Olynyk put on an absolute show down at Pullman, Washington, a few weeks back against Washington State, where he scored 22 points in the second half alone, carrying the Zags on his back.
And that 22 against the Cougars was a career high for Olynyk. Knocked away. Pangos ahead for Gary Bell. Pangos an open 3. Largest lead for Gonzaga. Timeout, Baylor. Even though school is out, most of the students are not here, the kennel is still pumped as the Zags on a run to open their largest lead of the night.
And one of the biggest worries for Scott Drew is keeping the Zags out of transition in the second half. They've been able to get out and run, get some easy shots. And on that possession, Gary Bell got into the paint, drew 2 defenders, and found the red-hot Kevin Pangos for the 3-point bomb.
Everyone enjoying the action here at the kennel. Gonzaga getting into a flow, and it's their point guard, Kevin Pangos.
Kevin Pangos with 19 points. Look at the hesitation dribble off the pick and roll to set up the big man. And then he gets it ahead to his partner, Gary Bell, who's under control. Pangos replaces him on the wing, knocks it down. Beautiful rhythm jump shot for the sophomore from Canada.
Pangos with 19 points tonight, 5 threes. He hit 9 threes and went for a career-high 33 here last year in the tip-off marathon against Washington State. Isaiah Austin steps out, and the 7'1" freshman nails the three.
Austin's going to have a chance to be really special. I don't know how long he'll be in college, but he's going to be an excellent player. He's gaining strength. He obviously has long arms, 7 foot, 3.5-inch wingspan. He uses it there to block Elias Harris's shot.
Back-to-back threes, Pierre Jackson. 6-point game.
When Baylor gets shots, they can score. 7 turnovers in the previous 16 possessions before those 2 threes.
Jimmy Karnowski knocked down on his follow-through. Baylor is up over 50% from the floor for the game and 60% in the second half. But Isaiah Austin getting it done at both ends for Baylor with his point guard, the playmaker, Pierre Jackson. Saturday, the top 2 programs in women's college basketball go head-to-head as Gino Auriemma leads the Huskies against Tara Vanderveer's top-ranked Cardinal. UConn versus Stanford, 4 o'clock on ESPNU and also live on Watch ESPN. ESPN, the home court of college hoops. Boy, what a showdown on the farm tomorrow at Maples Pavilion.
Another player to watch for the Stanford Cardinal, Jocelyn Tinkle, who's no stranger to the college basketball, as her dad, Wayne Tinkle, is the head coach of the Montana Grizzlies.
Wayne also an outstanding player in his day at Montana. Gary Franklin and Baylor trying to come back. They got down 12, but back-to-back threes have brought the Bears within 6. And the free throw banked in by the 39% foul shooter, the freshman from Poland, Szymek Karnowski.
And Szymek Karnowski has a lot of skill. He has soft hands. He's a great passer, sometimes too unselfish. Was discovered by assistant coach Tommy Lloyd while Lloyd was watching Kevin Pangos at the Under-17 Championships in Hamburg, Germany. A game the Polish team beat the Canadian team, and Karnowski had 14 and 10. Pierre Jackson 3 for 3 from threes in the second half.
Isaiah Austin from long range. Rebound lost out of bounds by A.J. Walton, and it goes to Gonzaga.
And that's a good look there by the Baylor Bears. Austin had just made his last 3. Good side pick and roll action. Walton in there battling, trying to keep that basketball alive, and he knocks it out of bounds.
Inside 11 minutes now to play here at the Kennel.
I would like to see Harris go against Green here.
Elias Harris attacks. And one, Elias Harris.
Nice recognition there by Mark Few and the Zags as Elias Harris, the senior, going against the freshman Prince. Just a mismatch there, an isolation play. No help comes as everybody clears out to the strong side.
Third personal foul on Prince, and some foul problems for Baylor's front line.
And the Zags, with their depth of their front line, they can go 4 deep. Harris, Dower, Karnowski, and Olynyk can just wear teams down, get you in foul trouble.
You look at this front line with Gonzaga. It's hard to believe there's a deeper, more talented front line in the country than what we're looking at tonight.
No, not too many. UNLV comes to mind with Moser, now Kem Birch, Anthony Bennett, Arizona's front line, but they're all very young. Florida has a great front line in Murphy, Yeget, and Patrick Young. We can't discount what Indiana has in Watford, Hanner Mosquea Perea, and Cody Zeller. But depth-wise, skill-wise, guys that do different things, doesn't get much better than what Gonzaga has.
Foul was on Kevin Pangos, his 3rd. Team foul number 6 on Gonzaga here in the second half. And then a foul on Gary Bell Jr. in the reach and off the inbound. A hold is called against Bell. And that will put Baylor at the line for a 1-and-1. So the Bears move into the bonus. Down 11 here. Torian Prince, a 1-and-1. He is 7 of 9 at the line. The Freshman from San Antonio who originally signed a letter of intent with LIU Brooklyn. Then when the coach was fired there, he was released from his letter of intent and elected to stay closer to home. He's from San Antonio. He'll get the bonus.
Baylor playing with a really young team. They have 5 freshmen on the roster, which leads to what Scott Drew was saying, a little bit more inconsistency because they're still learning, still going through, you know, a transition period from high school to college. But they're growing as a team. He said the last 3 games, the team's played much more consistent. They're playing better, and you want to be playing better right now as you enter league play about a week from now.
And essentially, Scott Drew's entire front line is inexperienced because of the 3 freshmen. When you look at Isaiah Austin, along with Torian Prince and Rico Gathers, and Corey Jefferson was a role player who had limited time. There's a steal, and off to the races, Torian Prince.
Pierre Jackson just does everything for the Baylor Bears. He picks the pocket. Stockton there gets the assist. But every time Baylor's gotten close to 6 or 5 points, Zags have had an answer.
Kelly Olynyk, offensive foul as he runs over Torian Prince. And the 3rd on Kelly Olynyk.
Torian Prince did a great job of switching that big-to-big on ball, getting himself in position to take the charge. And there's Pierre Jackson just creating on the defensive end, leading to 2 points for the Baylor Bears.
Here comes Pierre Jackson into the front court.
Heslop's been quiet. Look for him. He can bang a 3 quickly.
Tough step back. Knocked in by Isaiah Austin.
Second one he's hit this game. And because of his quickness, Olynyk had to respect it. Austin able to create space.
Here's Olynyk from the perimeter. And the 7-footer has his own shot from distance. Really fun matchup to watch between Olynyk and Austin. Heslop from the corner. And the rebound, Gary Bell Jr.
Olynyk has him on his back. They missed him. This ball screen action from side to side is really hard to guard.
Strip foul against A.J. Walton of Baylor. First personal foul. Kelly Olynyk to the line.
Kelly Olynyk at 7-1, not afraid to put that basketball on the floor, and Walton rakes him right across the arm. Almost didn't need it. Isaiah Austin was in good defensive position. It was going to be a tough shot for Olynyk to make over Austin.
Just watching Olynyk, who's at 7 feet, Austin is at 7'1". The versatility of the 2 big men is very impressive.
Yeah, and they really play, both of them, they can go inside and out. Pretty good athletes. Olynyk has a little bit more girth or strength to him, but Austin has built up his body. I saw him in high school quite a bit, but he's put on some muscle, put on some weight since he's been in Waco.
And with Olynyk, he was more of a perimeter player when he arrived here in Spokane. Has turned himself in that redshirt year into a physical player and a guy who's developed a low post game.
Yeah, the redshirt year last year, they said, greatly benefited him. He got stronger. He's gotten in better shape, and he's finishing around the basket better this year, as evidenced by he's second in the nation at 67% from the field.
Gonzaga by 8. Pierre Jackson is fouled by Guy Landrietti. His first personal foul. Jackson in the line.
Pierre Jackson has some handle. He has great change of pace, change of direction, hesitation moves, crossovers. Young man that's very hard to guard.
With his quickness, he's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, but you know, on top of that, you know, being small guys are mostly quick, but he's an elite level athlete. This young man has a 45-inch running vertical. So if you ever see him on the break, he will throw it down on you.
I don't want to see him on the break against me. Nails the front end of the 1-1. He'll get the bonus. He has 16 points tonight, which leads Baylor. And for the 20th straight game, Pierre Jackson in double figures, a streak that dates back to last season.
And what's amazing is that when he was coming out of College of Southern Idaho after being the National Junior College Player of the Year, you would think some more of the high majors would have been after him, but it only came down to Baylor and Creighton were the only ones that stayed on him strong.
6-point game. It's Gonzaga leading. Kelly Olynyk. Kevin Pangos. Another three. 6 threes for Pangos.
And how about the 7-1 Olynyk creating for the 6'2" Kevin Pangos on the baseline drive, baseline drift.
Here's the versatility of the big man. Offensive rebound. Rico gathers, playing with 4 fouls. Corey Jefferson on the baseline over Olynyk.
And that's the guy they've needed all night, who has just improved so much in his first 2 years at Baylor. Waited his time. A lot of guys transfer early in their career if they don't see the floor. But he was playing behind 4 pros and has really excelled this season.
Sam Dower missing with the left hand. Pierre Jackson the rebound. Darts down the floor. Brady Heslip hits the 2-pointer.
Kevin Pangos has to be better on his closeout. That's the 3rd time tonight he's been pump faked and flew by Brady Heslip.
And a timeout taken by Mark Few and Gonzaga. Just when you thought Gonzaga might be running away with it, opening up a 12-point lead, Baylor has come storming back here on the road, and Baylor is used to playing in hostile environments. Baylor has already won a tough non-conference game. In fact, earlier this season, Miles, for the first time in Baylor basketball history, they won a non-conference road game against a team in the top 25.
And at that time, when they won that game, Coach Calipari had never lost a game at Rupp Arena as the Kentucky Wildcats coach. 55-game home winning streak ended by the Baylor Bears.
So Baylor snapping at 55-game home winning streak back on December 1st. And they have won 25 of their last 33 non-conference road games. This is a program that has had success. Last year, a school record 30 wins, and their second Elite 8 trip in 3 seasons, and they lost to Kentucky in the South Regional Final last year.
Well, it's amazing what Scott Drew has done in his 10 years there. School record 30 wins last season. Come a long way. He only won 8 games his first year. Took over a Baylor Bears program that was nearly dead or extinct, and he's resurrected it into a national power.
Have a chance this year to win 20 for the 5th time in 6 seasons. Baylor had won only 23 times prior to Drew's arrival in Waco. In fact, there are 2 Elite 8 trips in the last 3 years. They've lost the eventual national champion each time in the Elite 8. But Kevin Pangos with an answer for the Zags. Season high 24.
Pangos has not only been deadly from the 3-point line tonight, but using top pick and rolls, he's been excellent.
Guy Landrietti up to the races. The spike. Brady Heslip. Too strong on the 3. But Baylor keeps it alive. Pierre Jackson fires, and it's 20 for Jackson.
That's what a first-team All-American looks like. No fear, wants to take the big shot. Excellent offensive rebound by A.J. Walton, and then finds his partner for the open 3.
5th time this year Jackson has hit the 20-point barrier. 10th time in his Baylor career. Gary Bell Jr. fouled and won, and Rico Gathers is fouled out of this game.
Guy Landrietti getting up high, throwing down hard on the fast break opportunity. Pierre Jackson trying to keep the Bears close. late in the second half. And then Gary Bell Jr. trying to cement a win for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Chris Cotter in our ESPN studios. Meineke Car Care Bowl on ESPN. That's Michael Brewer. He's going to connect with Derek Edwards. 13 yards for the score. Texas Tech took the lead over Minnesota at that point, but the Golden Gophers have just scored to retake it 16-14. Shabazz Muhammad, he and his Bruins going to take on Minnesota at Pauley Pavilion. They'll tip it up just about 17 minutes from now on ESPN2. Back to the count.
All right, Chris, yeah, good one coming up next from Pauley Pavilion, number 7, Missouri and UCLA. That's a huge game, Miles, for the Bruins and for the Pac-12 Conference. That's coming up next, but Kevin Pangos, that's season high 24 for the Zags.
Kevin Pangos has been in rhythm all night long, knocked down his first couple three-point shots, just got easy looks. He's a gym rat. He puts in the time. Coach Mark Few told us before the game he wasn't going to stay in a slump very long. And look at the beautiful, he always has his feet set, squared to the basket, perfect follow-through, snapping the wrist at the end of his shot. Kevin Pangos dominating tonight, a young man that I got to see in the 2010 International Jordan Brand Classic. I got to actually coach him in that game in Madison Square Garden. Going into that game, they had told me this was going to be the next Steve Nash, and I don't like to compare guys. I'm not a good comparison type player. But Kevin Pangos learned a lot from Steve Nash this summer during a 5-day workout period for the Canadian national team. Just took in all that he could absorb of what Nash was doing during workouts and during drills.
Pangos, his most points since he put up 30 against BYU in the WCC tournament in Las Vegas last March. Open three for the 7'1" freshman Isaiah Austin.
Not only that was that an open three, but he shot that from NBA range with ease.
Bulls Baylor within 6.
Baylor with their starting lineup back on the floor. They're going to need to make a run here late.
There's the rebound by Austin. His 8th rebound. Pierre Jackson long on a 3, but kept alive by Corey Jefferson. Brady Heslin way off the mark in the rebound. Guy Landrietti. Zags with the ball and a 6-point lead. Approaching 4.5 minutes remaining here in Spokane. Kevin Pangos, another 3. 7 threes. Kevin Pangos, a season best, 27 points.
Unreal. Remember when Kevin Pangos broke out on the scene last year? Second game as a collegiate, first start, 9 threes versus Washington State.
Winning a double team. Pierre Jackson swatted by Elias Harris.
Pangos open again.
Sam Dower inside. Foul going up. And Gonzaga has a chance going to the line to push the lead back to double digits. There's the Zags from long range. 9 threes to lead Baylor.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Chris Cotter in our college basketball studios. Number 5, Indiana in action tonight. And Jordan Hulse. Well, you know, Kevin Pangos has 7 3-pointers in our game. Hulse has 6 in this one. For the Hoosiers, as Indiana, no problem with Jacksonville. Lawrence Bowers and Bill Walton. That's right, Bill Walton over on the right, making his debut, calling his alma mater. UCLA and Mizzou coming up on ESPN2, 10-10 after our game concludes. Back to the count.
All right, Chris, more great college basketball continues on Saturday at noon. Mason Plumlee leads number 1 ranked Duke against Kevin Foster and the Broncos, who are 11-2. Then at 2, Dave Rice and 20th ranked Rebels square off against Roy Williams and the Tar Heels. Santa Clara Duke at noon, UNLV North Carolina at 2, Saturday, right here at ESPN2 and also live and watch ESPN.
Kevin Foster, one of the best scorers in the country, along with Mark Trazzolini down low. Santa Clara really struggled last year, had injuries, suspensions, but they're back healthy now. And Mason Plumlee, probably, I'm going to say, slight leader for National Player of the Year over Doug McDermott right now at this point, just because of what Duke has done.
Stop of play here because the clock was rolling, and it should not have because Baylor had not touched the ball after the dead ball and the made free throw by Sam Dower. So a 10-point game, Gonzaga leading at 3:57 remaining here at the Kennel. And does Baylor have one last push in them? They had cut it to 5. But then Gonzaga pushed the lead back to double digits.
They've made some nice runs, Roxy. They've had 6-0 spurts, 8-0 spurts, but every time they've made a run to get it to 6 or 5 or 7, the Bulldogs have had an answer with a run of their own.
Pierre Jackson needs to be the catalyst. He is! Emphatic 2 points by Corey Jefferson.
and that's what they've been missing tonight. Corey Jefferson saddled with foul trouble, spent a majority of his time on the bench. Pierre Jackson creating on the step-up ball screen. Bell can't get back in front. Olynyk a little bit too much help, and Corey Jefferson, one of the best athletes in the country. Beautiful dime, and then throw down by Jefferson.
And the reach by Jefferson to ram it home from where he did. And he gets the old school 3-point play. He has 11. And it's back to 7, and the 4th foul against Kelly Olynyk.
But it has to be on this end of the floor. It's where Baylor needs to get 2 stops in a row and then a couple scores and get this thing down to about 3 points.
Kevin Pangos bumped by Isaiah Austin near midcourt in his 4th personal foul. And Pangos will go to the line for 2 shots as Gonzaga in the double bonus.
And if you're Isaiah Austin, I know you're frustrated, but keep your head up. You've been playing a great game so far. No need to take the goggles off, the glasses off. You made a mistake, but Kevin Pangos is the one that really did a great job of creating the contact. You're taught as a point guard to attack the outside hip of the guy who's showing on a ball screen. Pangos did that to get the foul.
Pangos 3 of 3 at the line. Season high 28 points. Career best of 33 last year against Washington State.
What you worry about with Isaiah Austin, he committed that foul on an important possession, but don't let it affect you to the next play. You got to move on. That play is over.
Missing the second, Elias Harris with the follow and tip in.
Can't have that happen. You got Jefferson and Austin down low, and Elias Harris outjumps both of them and gets that rebound.
Pierre Jackson long on a 3. Sam Dower the rebound. Gonzaga by 10 with the ball, 3:20 remaining. Coming up next, we'll take you to Westwood for number 7 Missouri and UCLA. Another important game for the Big 12 Conference on the West Coast is Elias Harris missing the lead, and Sam Dower keeps it alive. And Dower is able to get a timeout as he was leaning out of bounds. But Gonzaga takes a 30-second timeout. 3:03 remaining. Each side has 1 timeout remaining. The freshman Isaiah Austin having a big night for Baylor here, and one of the real impressive freshmen in the country, but he's not alone. There are a lot of outstanding performances by freshmen, and coming up next, you'll get to see 2 of them.
Yeah, and Shabazz Muhammad we're not surprised that he's putting up points. He was ineligible for the first 3 games, but Jordan Adams, young man from Georgia, has come in and had an instant impact for the UCLA Bruins, averaging 18 points a game. He's a silky smooth scorer, can do it from the 3-point line, puts the ball on the floor. Anthony Bennett has played himself into first-team All-American status throughout the non-conference season. Been very impressive. He does it inside and out. He's physically mature. He's another one of the Canadians that we hit on many of them. There's 3 of them in this game. But some high-level talent across the nation in the freshman class.
And here's our freshman star tonight, Isaiah Austin, 18 points for Baylor along with 8 rebounds. He's hit a couple of threes, the 7'1" freshman from Arlington, Texas. Elias Harris open, short, but kept alive by Mike Hart, hustling for Gonzaga.
On the 3 most important possessions of the game, Baylor defensively has come up empty. Isaiah Austin with the foul, Elias Harris gets the tip in, and then 2 offensive rebounds by the Zags.
Austin breaks it up, but Gonzaga reclaims the ball. Harris drives. Pangos flips it up and in. 30 for Pangos. Pierre Jackson fouled and 1.
As we saw Kevin Pangos, he was the first one out on the floor for pregame warm-ups. Working on it, he had a little routine that he goes through. Little running hooks, just kind of walking through it, getting the feel. Gets the jump hook to his right, and then here in the game at full speed with the running one-handed hook as he goes across the lane. Practice makes perfect.
Third foul on Gary Bell Jr. Jackson hits the and one free throw. 3 of 3 at the line. He leads Baylor with 23.
And now they put in Deuce Bello. Great athlete, good defender. Expect to see full court pressure by Baylor, try to turn the Zags over.
I know we keep talking about the big guys tonight and the depth, both front lines, but the point guards have been brilliant tonight. You look at Pangos, 19 of his 30 in the second half. Here, Jackson with 17 of his 23 in the second half.
And they both, neither of them seem to force the action. They let the game come to them. They really play with a great rhythm and pace.
Offensive foul, Sam Dower, an illegal screen. As he knocks Deuce Bello around, is still trying to shake the cobwebs out. And the first personal on Sam Dower, and Gonzaga with a turnover just inside 2 minutes to play, and the Zags lead it by 9.
Now it's only a 3-possession game. If you can knock down 3 threes, which Austin, Jackson, Gary Franklin, who's on the floor, and Heslip, they have their 4 best 3-point shooters in the game. Watch for a little spread court situation and on ball shooters all around Jackson.
Here's Jackson. Gets it back. Runner, Austin.
Special. 7'1", putting the ball on the floor and hitting a runner from 10 feet.
Third 20-point game for Isaiah Austin this season.
If you're Baylor, you need to play this possession out without fouling and hold them to 1 shot.
That has been an Achilles heel for Gonzaga as their foul shooting this season. They have struggled at just 66% as a team. Olynyk backs in, and Austin with 4 fouls had to back off.
And Olynyk has 20 pounds on Austin, able to back him down.
Olynyk has 21 points. Now do you look to foul?
You got to foul now, send him to the line.
And they do. Foul on Gary Franklin of Baylor, his first. 2 shots as Kevin Pangos and the Zags in the double bonus. Pangos missing. A rare miss tonight for Kevin Pangos.
Well, he's done it all tonight. He's knocked down threes. He's gotten in the paint, gotten teammates involved. Best performance of the year, hands down, for Kevin Pangos.
1 out of 2, 31 points for the sophomore. Reminder coming up next. It'll be number 7, Missouri at UCLA. Well, there I misspoke. Of course, Missouri now in the SEC, leading the Big 12. And the rebound, Elias Harris. And a foul, and Gonzaga will go back to the foul line. 45.5 seconds remain. Isaiah Austin is fouled out of this game. And a tremendous night, though, for the freshman.
Well, Isaiah Austin showed why he was a top 5 recruit in the country. The freshman from Grace Prep in Arlington, Texas. He's long, 7 foot 3.5 inch wingspan. He has inside game, he has outside game, beautiful touch. NBA range 3-point shot. All the tools on display for Isaiah Austin.
Third 20-point game of his young career. Isaiah Austin, whose dad was a standout at Arizona State, a terrific player. Alex Austin was an ASU captain and Arizona State MVP in the 1990 season. Of course, you played with his uncle.
Played with his uncle, Ike Austin, in my 1 year in the NBA for the Orlando Magic. His uncle had a different body type than Isaiah, though. Ike Austin a little bit wider than Isaiah.
His dad, a really good forward at Arizona State. Rebound cleared by Corey Jefferson. Gonzaga can hang on and win it. They'll improve to 12-3 against the Big 12 since 2006 and 4-0 this season. Slam dunk. Corey Jefferson, timeout Baylor, 33 seconds remain. Nine-point game. Now, we did expect a lot of offense tonight. You look at these two teams. Gonzaga averages over 80 points a game. Baylor at right around 77, and both sides have delivered.
Yeah, both sides have scored, but I think what both coaches, when they break down the film, a lot of defensive breakdowns for both teams shooting over 50% tonight. If you want to win championships, whether it's the WCC or the Big 12, get to a Final Four, win a national title, your defensive field goal percentage needs to be down in about the low 40s. And I'm sure the coaches will see a lot of improvement where they can make before they get into conference play.
Mark Few over in the huddle. Last minute instructions for his team. Gonzaga still has one timeout. Baylor is out of them. Each team in the double bonus. Let's go to the studio real quick.
Roxy just tipping at Pauley Pavilion. It's Missouri and UCLA. It's over on ESPN News right now. As soon as your game is finished over there on the Canada, it'll switch over to ESPN2, but you're going to want to stick around for this one. Back to you, Roxy and Miles.
All right, Chris. 9-point lead for the Zags. Looking to go to 12-1 and improve to 4-0 against the Big 12 this year. And they still have one more Big 12 opponent on their schedule in Oklahoma State New Year's Eve. Baylor trapping. And Deuce Bello fouls Gary Bell Jr. at 25.5 seconds to play.
Really.
Here's the schedule upcoming before the Zags begin WCC play at Pepperdine.
And obviously that's going to be a tough game at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State knocked off NC State when they were number 5 in the country. Marcus Smart, one of the best freshmen and best players in the country. LeBrian Nash, Travis Ford has his team really playing well.
Coming for Bell, who reaches double figures with 10.
And then, of course, the WCC is never a cakewalk. St. Mary's, BYU, both excellent again. Santa Clara playing better this year. San Francisco, a team that we saw at the Diamond Head Classic, much improved.
Bell misses. Corey Jefferson the rebound. Final 20 seconds. Pierre Jackson. And a strong effort for Baylor. Headed for their first and fourth loss of the year. And a foul on the way to the basket, counted and one for Jackson with 14.3 remaining. And he has 25 points tonight.
And that's best case scenario right there for the Baylor Bears. Cuts it to 8. I know there's only 14 seconds left, but to score and have the clock stopped, and now you can set up your pressure.
Coming up for the Bears, they'll open Big 12 play with Texas on ESPNU. And you and I will be in Lubbock, Texas for their game against Texas Tech on the 8th of January.
Texas, who got arguably their best post player eligible today, Jalen Bond, can make a difference for that roster. We'll get Mike Kabongo back a little bit later in the season. Kansas Jayhawks, one of the best in the country, will be a national title contender.
Elias Harris gets it in. Evan Pangos doubled, not fouled. Loses the ball out of bounds with 7.7 remaining. Baylor down 7 with the ball.
Probably the only mistake he's made all night.
No, he missed a free throw. 7-point game. Stranger things have happened. Jackson will have to go quick. Stumbles, loses the ball, gets it back. Off balance 3. Elias Harris controls the rebound. Ball game. And 13th ranked Gonzaga improves to 12-1, winning their 3rd in a row as the Zags also 4-0 against the Big 12 this year, a season high. 31 points from Kevin Pangos to lead Gonzaga. For Miles Simon and our outstanding ESPN crew here in Spokane. The Zags over the Baylor Bears 94-87. Let's send you to Los Angeles.